Okay, so the left hand one was kind of your before setup, which again, there wasn't a lot of massively wrong with it, okay? Just more a question of kind of where your hands and arms are sort of in setup, more kind of like a capital Y position, okay? As opposed to, when we set up this one here now, start with the feet together. So if the club just sits slightly leaning forward, we're trying to get that in a straight line, okay? This shoulder now will drop, so your hand comes underneath, which when you get it there, you get that lowercase Y shape, yeah? So your arms look a bit more kind of bum, rather than that side there, okay? Now, you'll recenter a little bit, which is to be expected, okay? Club down next to the ball, whip it wide with the feet there, okay? But at least your hands now, your lead hand now is actually on your left leg, whereas this one here now, there's kind of daylight between your left leg and your left hand. So you're getting a little bit more kind of just forward lean with the shaft, just a smidgen, okay? Not massively, but just it feels quite, when you first did that, oh my God, I'm under here, but when you look at it, you're like, oh, that doesn't actually look that far off where I want to be, okay? So that's kind of your setup, and the arms are going to try and get a lot higher. Look how much higher the hands are here compared to that one there, okay? So the hands are above your head up here now. This one, they're really barely going above shoulder because it's gone so far around here, okay? So then, therefore, coming back to the golf ball now is going to be difficult. Your low point's going to probably be quite low here because you've moved off the ball, and then we're just catching up on the ball. We top it, and then we get told, unfortunately, keep your head down, keep your arms straight and all that jazz, and it unfortunately makes things worse. So if we can get yourself into that good position now, your arms have got a chance to kind of get back to that kind of impact position with a bit more extension as we then twist through. That's a full follow through, whereas before, I think in fear of miss hitting that ball, because he's shooting low on the ground there, you kind of finish there. Head was very stuck, and it almost looks like you're trying to crank this head down, so you're kind of finishing like, I want to keep my head down and look at the ball, and that ball's gone 100 mile an hour down the fairway, so you want to look to see where it goes, and just get some freedom, just allow that body to kind of rotate through. Like I say, if you say you play the sports and stuff, whether it be football, rugby, tennis, whatever it may be, any rotational movement in those sports is going to come from kind of here down through your spine. So if you're trying to keep your head still, how are you going to move? I mean, your body, if you're going to throw a rugby ball, you wouldn't go that way. If you're going to kick a football, you wouldn't go and do that, okay? If you're going to hit a tennis ball, you're going to move your body, okay? And the body has to move. The problem is, people, when they first start playing golf, they tend to top or slice. A lot of the reasons because of the setup. They hold the club like a straight line, like it makes sense, I suppose, to stand there in that kind of club in the middle of us, but then it makes that left hand grip get, we call it, a bit weaker, which means the club face now, when it makes contact, is going out to the right, so the ball then will curve off to the right, and then people try to get the ball up in the air, as you said, by leaning back to lift the ball up in the air, and then if they're unfortunate and they go down to the driving range, they'll put the ball in a tee peg, and now the ball is up in the air, so therefore you're able to get underneath the ball, and then they might start whacking the ball really good. Then they get good to hitting the ball about 1.5 inches off the ground. Then on the golf course, the ball's on the ground, they're rubbish. Because the ball is basically 1 inch, just under 2 inches, So if you're used to hitting a golf ball now, that's kind of like this, and you're used to getting the bottom of that golf ball there, when the golf ball's on the golf course, or you can basically the top quarter of that ball, so you just see the ball scuttle on the ground all the time, okay? So I think the important thing now at the moment is when you're making your practice swings, you're trying to lift your arms up as high as you can, get those arms up as high as possible. And in terms of the actual setup, go through this sequence now. At the moment, there's a bit of thought into it, which is fine. Okay, if we think when you first kind of start here, you're putting the club down there, I guess, with your feet together.
Should that ball be in the middle?
It's sort of, if your feet are together, it's in the middle of your feet there now, but your feet are going to move apart slightly anyway from this position, okay? So we'll say 8:12 on the clock now, we're starting, okay? As much as you feel conscious doing it, you're set up to the golf ball now at 15:06, so 7 seconds. It's not as if you're taking all day, and it will get quicker the more you get used to doing it, okay? As you can see, the ball position now is just left of centre, which is where we wanted, okay? That's in a very, very good position, okay? The lead arm now is nearer the golf ball as opposed to the trail arm, and that's what we want to try and do, that club and the lead arm a bit more in line. That will help us hit down on the ball, sends the ball up in the air, if we're leaning back on the ball to try and scoop it, as you said you were doing, which is, in fairness, a good thing. It shows what you were trying to do, you were doing, but what you were trying to do is not going to get the ball up in the air. So at least you were doing what you thought you were trying to do. So you're able to adapt to things, and sort of your brain's able to kind of be controlling your body and actually do what it thinks it needs to do, okay? So get that better set up, get those arms up nice and high, and then once you start getting the confidence, you get sort of 4 or 5 shots, 130, 135 yards, you're able to swing through with a bit more speed and allow the body to turn and rotate, not just sort of swing back here and go, well, I can't duff it, I'll just stop here. Yeah. And that there is someone stopping there is gripping onto that club for dear life. You can't be like gripping on your red knuckles, white knuckles and red nails, okay? Yeah. Loose. Imagine you're holding your phone. I always use an example. Imagine you're on your phone, you're texting. How tight do you hold your phone? I mean, you're doing that so you can thumb. If you squeezed your thumb now, you wouldn't get a text out, would you? So, all right, so nice and loose. Allow your arms and body to do what they want to do. Okay, mate? Does that kind of make sense then, yeah? Yeah. Excellent. Good stuff, mate.